So I think I saw a tweet a number of months ago, and I think it was a young lady talking about postnatal depression, and then a guy kind of like quote tweeted it basically and said, we need to focus more on men and what men go through. And at the time I was thinking that's kind of, like sometimes you just got to read the room. Like it was just like the way that discussion or argument was going on, I don't think that was the right time to be like, yeah, me too. What about us men? Because I think one thing that my wife's pregnancy taught me is that women go through way more 100%. Than we do. Like I wouldn't swap, like my role as a man or as a father with a woman, with my wife as a mother. It's like incredible. Like just to carry the baby for 9 months, to see her sick for the first 3 months, to then see her, her labor, I think, was something between 20 to 30 hours. And then after that, she still didn't sleep after the baby was born. And then she comes home and the baby's heavily reliant on her for like the first month or 2. And so the whole time, I didn't really feel like I had the right to feel kind of like neglected or feel kind of like, oh wait, like there's no time being focused on me. But I'm also not a very possessive or territorial person anyway. Like I could appreciate that, this time is probably going to be needed for just mother and baby. That's fine. How can I help? How can I support? But I've heard a lot of men, especially like friends that are close to me, that said, yeah, no, I felt quite neglected. Like my wife or my partner was giving the baby all this attention. We haven't been able to kind of get busy in the room for a little while because, wife's always tired or because the baby's sleeping in our bed. So how was that for you? Did you feel anything similar to what some of these men are saying in terms of like postnatal depression for men? There has to be a word, because how can a man have post? I'm even just deep to, as I'm saying, I'm like, how can a man have postnatal depression? But you know what I mean? Like have your own, mental health kind of go into some kind of a...
I'd say I definitely felt like that, but because similar to yourself, I'm not very territorial in that sense. And because I changed my focus from Mike to these 2 human beings being my world, I did any and everything to make them happy. So it wasn't that hard for me. But I've got friends, for example, I think the average guy even would be like slightly more agitated or irritated by the fact that they're not getting no attention, forgetting that there's a child there. So my focus was on my son. I didn't care. We didn't get jiggy in the room, or I wasn't getting that much affection. And bless her, she tried. She definitely tried. Obviously you wait, I think, is it 6 weeks after birth you're meant to wait?
Something
I think we
like
we waited for longer than that because it wasn't our focus. And I told her, look, that doesn't bother me. 6 weeks is calm.
Yeah.
Like, especially when we just had a child, we still got stuff going on. We're trying to find our feet because, again, we had the child when I'd say we're slightly young in that sense, because the stuff that I know now as a 30-year-old is completely different from when I was 24, 23, turning 24 that year. But I'll definitely say it was slightly hard, but not hard to the point where, I don't know, where it was unbearable. It wasn't unbearable, I wouldn't say. It wasn't unbearable, but